Xbox sidelining their own hardware, a Final Fantasy IX Remake update, and a Ghost of Yotei update. All that and more in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe to never miss a gaming update, and share the video to help grow our community. We'll also be going over comment of the day. Be sure to leave a comment as you could be featured in the next video. Now let's talk about this Xbox update where they could be sidelining their own hardware that they are working on, and obviously a lot of commotion around this. This comes from Jez Corden from Windows Central, says, just to emphasize here, it is not Xbox's Asus device, khoudeida, that is being pushed back. It's Microsoft's own internal Xbox handheld that has been shelved for now. And this is in regards to a report where they are putting their native Xbox handheld on the back burner, and this was planned to launch around 2027, so that is definitely not the case anymore. He also says that Microsoft has decided to prioritize its teams to improve Windows 11 gaming performance, specifically for devices like the Asus partner device Project khoudeida. It's possible that the existential threat from Steam OS, which on paper delivers better gaming performance than Windows 11 itself, has informed these decisions. So, number one, it is not a shock to me that they are putting their own hardware on the back burner. Of course, they are still saying that yes, they are making next-gen hardware as far as consoles go, and this thing is still a plan, but you know, it's just something so hard to put your confidence in, as Microsoft is known to just ditch a lot of their efforts and a lot of their projects. I mean, the last thing that they dumped a ton of money into was what, Mixer, and then prior to that, the Windows Phone. Prior to that, I think Zune was up there. Like, they are known to take on these big tasks or these big projects, get people excited, get people investing their time and money into, and then just dropping it and ditching it. And now my thoughts are at least that with, you know, Xbox games being on everything and them being a publisher, whether you like it or not, it just seems less incentivized for them to go and put efforts into hardware. I know a lot of people argue, hey, what about that 30% on third-party dev games? And then what about that 100% on their own first-party games? I get that, but if you're not able to get enough people on board buying your platform, then it kind of makes the whole thing moot. And as we know, the collapsing of Xbox hardware sales is very evident and prominent here. Like, we know that it's over for them as far as Xbox hardware sales go. And yeah, I mean, when you look at it like that, it's kind of game over in that sense. So I could see why they're kind of looking at it from an angle of, well, is it really worth it for us to create this dedicated hardware when we could just improve our Windows 11 gaming performance for, you know, places like the Asus devices or the MSI devices or Steam Deck, maybe. I don't know. You probably could find a way to install Windows on there. But personally speaking, like, as somebody who does use a gaming PC, Steam is pretty phenomenal, man. And I just don't, I've never felt the need to use the Xbox launcher, right? And obviously I know Windows has their own situation going, but even then, Steam just does it so much better. So I don't know that they're gonna have any more luck going up against Steam versus where they failed already with Nintendo and PlayStation, right? They kind of bent the knee and they're everywhere now, right? So good luck fighting with Steam on this, man. Like, people don't even want to install Epic Games launcher or Ubisoft's launcher or EA's or whoever else's, man. People just want to use Steam, and I don't know that they're going to be able to get people to ditch Steam and come over here, especially when Steam OS is considered to be so superior in every way. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, definitely not a good sign for anybody heavily invested in Xbox hardware. And probably don't hold your breath on this one. I think this is going to hit the graveyard just like other Xbox projects have, especially because they're seeing so much progress and so many sales in regards to putting their games everywhere else. So I genuinely think Xbox hardware might see one more generation. And unless it proves to be very fruitful, Microsoft will ditch. That's just something they're known to do, and I really believe they'll do that as far as hardware goes. But who knows? We'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Xbox is going to still bring out this handheld, this dedicated Xbox handheld? And do you think they'll be making next-gen hardware as far as a console goes?
Yeah, stays with you.
Now, next we are talking about Final Fantasy IX Remake. Yes, we've been talking about this endly. Of course, it's the 25th anniversary, so we're seeing a lot of stuff pop up about them redoing things. We had the song that they redid, and then now we've got some artwork, and this has actually been posted by Genki over on X, and he says, Square Enix have added new character art by FF9 character designer Toshiyuki Itahana to the Final Fantasy IX 25th anniversary site. And if you see the artwork, oh my god, does it look absolutely phenomenal, man. This stuff looks amazing and obviously very reminiscent of the original artwork, just brought over to the year 2025 with more modernization, I guess, to a degree, right? Like, just looks really good, man. Looks absolutely phenomenal. And again, another sign, right? Another possible notion. Are we getting that Final Fantasy IX remake, that mythical Final Fantasy IX remake that may or may not be happening, but has been heavily rumored and leaked on the Nvidia list, which some people will still say doesn't mean anything, but really still has a lot of impact as far as just what it was. So I personally am in the thought of there is a Final Fantasy IX remake. It is in development. They are going to do this. They are definitely pushing on this 25th anniversary a lot. And I think that it's a surefire sign that this could support more reason to believe that that is happening. This is a lot of work to do all this for nothing major, right? No major announcement, no major reveal for Final Fantasy IX. Obviously, this is speculation. I'm telling you, it's speculation. But it's hard to look at this and not think there's something more. And I really believe there's something more. Now, does that mean we see this at Summer Game Fest? I don't know. It could not. Who knows? I don't know if that's a situation. Or if it's at the PlayStation show. Or if it's at a Nintendo Direct. Or if it's at an Xbox show. I don't know if this game shows up at those places or if Square Enix just drops it on their own, which they very well could. They did Rebirth on their own. So they very well could drop this on their own as well. And I really think that it's a good time for them to do it. It's the 25th anniversary. They're doing all this big rollout of like music and merchandise, and they're redoing the artwork. And it makes perfect sense for them to use the synergy that they've got with all this other stuff and put out a trailer for FF9 Remake. I don't know if that happens. I don't know if that happens. But in my heart, I'm hoping that that is the case because I absolutely adore this game and it would make me really happy to see a remake of it. And I know that we've got a lot of hype, a lot of people excited for this. So let's hope it comes to fruition and becomes a reality. That's what I really, really want from this. Whether it happens or not remains to be seen, and we'll see. And I'll definitely update you guys the more we hear about this kind of stuff. But that's what we have for our Final Fantasy IX Remake update. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you think there's more to this, or do you think it's just simply artwork and everyone's blowing it out of proportion? Let me know down below. Now, next we're talking about Ghost of Yotei. And of course, Shuhei Yoshida has been on a string of interviews and he's talked about a lot of different things, given us a lot of insight. And again, he has made a comment about Ghost of Yotei. And this comes from Genki over on X. Again, very, very good source. Just seems to put out a lot of useful information. I'll have him linked down below if you guys want to check out his page. But he says that Shuhei Yoshida says Ghost of Yotei is great and that it won't disappoint people. He says in quotes, "The game was already great when I played it a couple of years ago, so when the game comes out, it will not disappoint people." And yes, very brief statement, very brief, but reassurance that, hey, this is what it is, this is how it was when I played it, and I believe that it's not going to disappoint anybody. And honestly, I do think the gameplay will be there. Again, we've talked about this in the past, where I think gameplay is solid. Sucker Punch knows how to make fun games. The only question is the narrative. Is it going to be good? Is it going to grab people? Are people going to resonate with it? And that will be seen once we experience it, right? Until that happens, it's hard to say, but we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to it. I certainly will be playing it day one, and I really hope they do deliver. I think Sucker Punch is a great studio. They made a great game with Ghost of Tsushima, and this new project, I hope that they can carry that mantle and deliver another great entry in the franchise. And we will surely find out soon enough. But what are you guys thinking about Ghost of Yotei? Are you buying it day one? And do you think that it's going to be as good as this first game? Do you expect it to be better? Let me know down below. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about comment of the day, and this comes from @RockZupan1306, who says, I hope they will show us at the Summer Game Fest Resident Evil 9, Kingdom Hearts 4, Pragmata, 007 game, the new Tomb Raider. Very, very solid list of games. Honestly, it's not shocking for them to show us some of these games. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 is not happening. I think the rest of these are possible. I think Resident Evil could be seen. I think Pragmata could be seen. 007 game, honestly, I don't know enough about, so I don't know where that would be development-wise. And same with the Tomb Raider game. I think Amazon Studios is working on it, if I'm not mistaken. But I would be excited about all these games. All these games, if they get a reveal, a new trailer, something for us, I'd be super excited about it, and I definitely want to see this, and obviously play these games eventually when they come out. But yeah, solid list. Let's hope Summer Game Fest delivers at least some of these, or even one of these for your sake. And then obviously, you know, we've got our own wish lists of our own that we want to see here, but obviously remain to be seen. We'll see what happens there. Let me know what you guys want to see at Summer Game Fest. Also, let me know about the Xbox handheld being on a back burner. What do you think of that? What do you think of this Final Fantasy IX new artwork? What could it possibly mean in this Ghost of Yotei statement that Shuhei Yoshida made? But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and share the video to help grow our community. I thank you all for watching. Take care.